Gali Dehan-Karlebach is an Israeli writer, essayist, and creative writing teacher. Her books include the young adult series Arpelia, the two novels The Locked Garden and On the Edge, which won the Prime Minister's Prize for Hebrew Writers. She has also been awarded the National Library's Pardes Scholarship and the Acom Prize.
Hi, my name is Gali Dehan-Karlebach. I'm a writer from Israel, now take part in the IWP, International Writing Program in Iowa. And I'm still tourist, still excited tourist. And I have published 4 books so far. The 5th book will be published, the novel will be published in December. And I also teach writing. So one might think that a character is classified by weight, by definition, like round and like flat. But I don't think like this, because if you think about it, think about the critics of Dickens. They used to claim that his characters are flat and not so sophisticated, that his world is white and black and it's not round characters. But I think that there is nobody in the world who read his books that can forget for one moment his characters. I want to give you an example from Little Dorrit, and I chose, especially I didn't choose a character, main character, but a marginal, like Miss General. So it's a dialogue, it's very short. Mr. Dorrit. So Mrs. General and I have been in conversation about you, and we agree that you scarcely feel at home here in Venice. How is this? Amy Dorrit, she said. I think I need a little time, Father. Mrs. General, sighing. Papa is preferable from form of address. Father is rather vulgar. Besides, the word papa gives a pretty form to the lips. Papa, potatoes, poultry, prunes, and prism are all very good words for the lips, especially prunes and prism. So now, in few sentences, we don't need subtitles or description about how to describe Miss General. I mean, we understand it by the dialogue. And you need to imagine when you are in the theater. So it's not acceptable. It's unacceptable that below the characters will be a subtitle that describes the character, like Shylock from The Merchant of Venice by Shakespeare. So Shylock is a Jewish and he is a greedy. No, we need to understand it from the dialogue, from the talking. So Dickens illustrated it very, very well. Another example that I wanted to bring, how to characterize character, it's from Anna Karenina by Tolstoy. So when Anna looked at her husband when she comes from the train. At Petersburg, as soon as the train stopped and she got out, the first person who attracted her attention was her husband. Oh my God, why do his ears look like that? She thought, looking at his frigid and distinguished figure, and especially at the cartilage that struck her at the moment as propping up the brim of his round hat. Catching sight of her, he came to meet her, his lips falling into their habitual mocking smile, and his big tired eyes looking straight at her. So there is another amazing example how we can describe a character by the point of view of someone else. When I think more about the aspect of the character, I think about limitation. And I came from Hebraian culture. The Hebrew is very poor of adjectives. So it's amazing because English and Latin, it's so rich with a lot of gorgeous, beautiful, amazing. I cannot think a better example like the Bible, or if to be specific in the story of Isaac's sacrifice. Now, the story is a very dramatic. We cannot say that it is not dramatic. What is more dramatic than a father who goes to sacrifice his beloved son? And if you will examine the story, you will discover that there is no one adjective word. No one. I mean, it's really by verbs. So how can we know that Abraham didn't take his time? How can we know that he wasn't diligent without an adjective? So I want to read you some verse in English. For me, it's very, very something odd to do because I really know it by my heart from Hebrew. But I just want to show you how this dramatic scene, it's so dramatic without to be very gorgeous, very beautiful, and etc. And it came to pass after these things that God did tempt Abraham and said unto him, Abraham, and he said, Behold, here I am. And he said, Take now thy son, thine only son Isaac, whom thou lovest, and gat thee into the land of Moriah, and offer him therefore a burnt offering upon one of the mountains which I will tell thee of. And Abram rose up early in the morning, and saddled his ass, and took 2 of his young men with him, and Isaac his son, and clave the wood for the burnt offering, and rose up, and went unto the place of which God had told him. So I'm not going to read all the, it's very, very short excerpt, but I want I want you to think about the situation. For example, you have maybe a son or daughter that come, they come every day from school, and they bring their drawing. And you as a parent wants to encourage them. So you told them, oh, my son, it's a beautiful drawing. And for the next, again, because this is what they do in the schools, they don't learn, unfortunately, Latin. So they bring another drawing, and then you as a good parent, you say, oh, it's so lovely. And the next day, it's amazing. And the next day, gorgeous, awesome, good, excellent, very nice, I like it, I love it. I think after 1 month, if they will bring a really amazing drawing, you cannot tell them nothing because you overused the adjective. So now we can return to the Bible and to understand it, because without one adjective, we can understand that Abraham didn't take his time. He was very diligent to do what the God told him. How can I know it? Because he woke, I don't remember if it's written in the English, but in the Hebrew, Vayashkem baboker. He woke up very, very early in the morning, and he did it. So he didn't take his time. So how did I describe it? By verbs. And if I use as a writer with verbs, this is it's reliability to do it. It's more reliable to do it, because if I say my character is beautiful, so I don't trust my skills, and also I think that the reader is stupid, yes, because why may I think that he need to think that he is beautiful? I need to show it. So I really need to show. And if I want to say I love you, for me, the words I love you in the text, this is no meaning for me, because I can describe it. Maybe I can describe the fingers, how they hold, how they hug the glass. So I can, my character looks at his fingers and how hugs the glass, and maybe the character thinks to herself, okay, I want her. This is the subtext that his fingers will hug me, and I didn't say I love you or I love the hold of his fingers like this. So the limitation is very, very useful